Yo, what's up guys? Here's a quick breakdown of how I made my track, The Feeling.
House music is a feeling. Is a feeling.
Here we are inside the project file. Let's start out with the vocals. I recorded them myself using this mic right here. Here's how they sound before I added processing and pitched them down.
House music is a feeling.
Then here on the channel, you can see that I've got some auto-tune, waves doubler, and an audio effect rack, EQ, de-essing, as well as some overdrive, more EQ and compression. On the group, I've got a delay send and a reverb send, and then this washout rack. Here's how the vocals sound with the processing and pitching.
House music is a feeling.
Then here in the build-up, I went ahead and I automated the washout rack that I was talking about. You can see that right here. This is how they sound.
Feeling, 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 feeling.
The next thing I'm going to talk about is this detuned saw layer that plays in the pre-drop and then in the post-drop. I made it in Serum. Here's how it sounds. For the first layer, I went ahead and I detuned one of the oscillators and panned it left. Then I took the other oscillator, detuned it, and panned it right. Then for the other patch here, I went ahead and just had one layer playing in the mono center. In the post-drop sections, I've got this percussion, which pitches down and slows down. I added that by doing one long MIDI note and using the arpeggiator inside of Ableton to adjust it. You can see here that I automated the rate from 26 to like 216 milliseconds. And then inside the MIDI clip, I adjust the pitch bend envelope to go downwards while the note plays on. One of my favorite parts of the track is this whistle sound that I have called Pitch Boy Lead. I made it inside of Operator using a sine wave. All I did was add the root note to the MIDI and pitch it down. In terms of the processing, I have an erosion, effector, RC20, EQ, and then a reverb send. And in the second half of the drops, I pitched the whole thing down an octave for some variation. The stab, which plays throughout the track, was also made in Operator. If you look at the MIDI, you can see it's a D minor 7th chord. It's got two different channels here, and then on the first one, I have 3 layers made in Operator with the sine, saw, and square. Then on the other channel, I've got a string staccato hit that I made in Contact and bounced out using the same MIDI. Here's how they sound together with the processing. 4 different channels make up the bass group. This first one came from a sound design session of mine that I did in Serum. Then if you look at the next one, I've got this 808 tom, and inside the MIDI, you can see I've got these octave jumps, and that gives it a little bit of groove. So I go from D to the higher D and then back down. On the next channel, I've got this tom thump, which also adds some more groove to the track. And then lastly, the last channel here was a growl that I did inside of Operator, and it plays on the second beat of every bar, and that also came from a sound design session. So in terms of the drums, the kick here is from a Matroda sample pack. I went ahead and I added some distortion and saturation in one of my favorite plugins called NA Lo-Fi. Then I also went ahead and I added some EQ, and then in the breaks, I automate on and off an EQ to take away some of the lows. Then for the claps, I've got 2 layers. The first one sounds like this. Then I've got another layer which is like a perk and add some tone. Together they sound like this. Then I've got my filtered group here, which goes ahead and has all my top loops. It sounds like this. Underneath that, I've got this offbeat ride. Then lastly, I've got this snare fill, which is from the build snare channel, and it plays at the halfway point of the drop like this. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop a comment down below and I'll be happy to answer. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
House music is a feeling.